Well, hello, everybody. It's good to be back. Thought I'd give a little bit of gear review of what I ended up with on the Appalachian Trail through my THRU hike. I'm back home, feeling pretty good. It's been 7 full days since the summit. Today's Tuesday the 5th, so actually the day after. So it's taken me a bit to get rid of the aches and pains. I still have some of them, but I'm getting there. I actually started walking again yesterday. I got home Wednesday, so I had Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday that I basically slept. First 2 or 3 days I slept at least 12 hours trying to recoup. Still taking the ibuprofens at that time. Just everything seemed to intensify because I wasn't moving. So that's a big thing when you get off trail. Your body's used to moving so much that I think it realizes that you're not doing it anymore and it starts trying to recoup. So I slept a lot. I talked to a lot of friends, emailed, did a lot of that, but I just basically surfed, became a couch potato, and recouped and tried to rejuvenate the body. Today's really the first day that I felt decent. I went out a lot. Got a haircut, got a little trim. So anyway, enough of that. So let's do a little gear review on what I ended up with and a few thoughts along the way. So I don't know how long it's going to take, but I'll try to be quick. First thing is my ULA CDT bag. This was my second bag. My first bag was a large belt. And the only thing I really did not like about the ULA, the CDT model anyway, is that you could not exchange the belt. It's sewn in, so that I lost so much weight. I lost 40 pounds that I went ahead and had to order another bag, size small, for the waistband. So it could stay up. But love the bag. It weathered really well. Only thing it did is I did punch a few holes in it when I went through the Mahoosuc Notch. So I don't know if that's normal or not, but I could sew that up. But the bag really performed well. I loved it. I love the color. I got a lot of comments on it. It is a non-structured bag. So some people like that, some people don't. I wasn't for sure, but ended up liking it. Kind of conformed to your back when you stuffed it full of stuff. You might have to give it a punch in the center part just to kind of round it out a little bit, or divot it in for your backbone, especially since I lost all that weight. But would highly recommend this company. They stood behind everything. They got it to me quick. Ordered it on trail and they sent it to me, so no complaints there. All right. Let's go with clothing. I used an REI black shirt that I wore. This was an extra large when I started. It swallowed me by the end, but it really held up. Did wash out pretty good, but I got tired of wearing it, but I'm gonna keep it just for I don't know, just out of keeping something I hiked in. The other thing that I bought was I bought a Robins long sleeve shirt. I also got this from REI, a Royal Robins. It was a bug shirt, basically. It's pretty lightweight. It wicked really well. It looks hot, it looks heavy, but it was really, really light. Really liked it. It's Robins, Royal Robins. And this was an XL, so it's a little large too, but I'm gonna keep it. One of the key things that I used, because for cold weather in the Smokies and as I got near the end, is I used these Under Armour just long johns. They really were lightweight. I carried them the entire time, even during the hot summer. It didn't carry that much space, and rather than send them home and get them right back, I did have tops and bottoms. Now I did hike in the top, especially in the Smokies, with no t-shirt on underneath it, and it really worked well. It's definitely got to be in the 50s or lower to wear the top, because it does get warm. But it's Under Armour, kudos to them. I used the ex officio when I first started, but I swapped over to Patagonias for the drawers. Really like these. They held their shape, wicked really well. Knocked down the odor. The Patagonia wool is what you want to do, because on THRU Hike you stink, and the wool really helps on that. I did start out with a couple different pairs of shorts. These I got basically in a hiker box, and somebody got rid of them. I don't even know what brand they are, but really like wearing these. These are basically my town shorts. The yellow ones that you saw me, they were also in a hiker box or hiker clothes, and I picked those up in Gorham, and just like those. I had the mesh inside. I did wear my Patagonias, and then put the drawers on. But the big thing that I found early on is I did not like a belt. I much rather have the stretchy with a pull string, and I definitely needed pockets with zippers. I don't know about you. I don't usually carry a whole lot of stuff, but if I stuck something in my pocket, if it didn't have a zipper, it fell out on trail. So that's something you might need to think about. I carried 2 pairs of Darn Tough socks, mediums. I did some in my Appalachian Trail little socks, so these lasted the whole way. I did lose 1 pair, and I've had to pick these up, but only carried 2 pairs of these. And then I had a pair of waterproof socks made out of bamboo that I wore on top of these when I wore my shoes. So that really helped. People said, "Why does your feet sweat?" Well, they sweat all the time anyway, so it wasn't any big deal to me. But it just gave me that extra pad. They were pretty thick, along with these, and never had any really issues except when I was wearing the Keens. And I started out in the Ultras, and they were okay, but you could feel every rock. And went to Keens, and then finally switched to Hokas. I will never go back to anything else other than the Hokas. I did use the Hoka mids. I don't have them out here right now. They're upstairs, but the Hoka mids, Speed Goats 4.0 were absolutely saved me. So I'll be a Hoka fan forever, unless they really change or something. But yeah, definitely nice. And about probably 80% of the people that I saw finish had Hokas on. They all had low cuts, but I can't wear those for some reason. It hurts my ankles. But they made the mids, the 4.0s. I really like those. I carried a fleece. This is Eastern Mountain Supply. This is old fleece I had. And only thing I don't like about it is it didn't have a pouch or a pocket, which would have been nice, but that's what I had, so I just carried it. And I got this later on when I got up to near Vermont. I did not have this early on. I actually had my Puffy. My old Puffy is Eastern Mountain Supply. This nice Puffy, really lightweight. It smushes up really good. Basically, and thanks to Kilt, I learned something. He did teach me some things, but basically kept my gloves. I have little mittens that I had if my hands got cold, although I did not have them on summit day. Don't know why, because I didn't take this. But my beanie and that I usually keep in a pocket, so whenever I pull this out, it's all there. So clothing. Last thing I had was my signature hat. This was given to me by Tim, one of my twin sons. He's an Apache pilot. He had flew this flag on his uniform over in Iraq, and so This is what I wore with THRU on the back. So anyway, this went me every day through the whole way. I like a baseball cap because if you put the raincoat on, the bill helps keep the bill up there, keeps the rain out. Also for the bug net when I used it in Massachusetts. So perfect. So I wore this and the beanie were the only two things that touched my head. All right, for sleep systems. Inside my bag, I had a NOBO Nocturne 15-degree bag. This thing, I kept it the whole time. And basically, I use the bag as a quilt. I just unzip it all the way, turn it over flat where the foot box is down there, and the zipper opens out, and I just laid it on top of me, and I laid right on my pad. So if I got really, really cold, like I think one night in the Smokies, I actually turned it over, zipped it all the way up where my face was just out like a mummy bag. But I like that it was extra long, and I could actually pull it over my head in that position. So this was a little heavy. This is the bulkiest thing in my bag, and I just had a bag at first, but I just basically would stuff it into the bag liner. Which this bag liner was just a heavy-duty white bag that I got from the house. It worked the whole time, and I just would put that in some of my my backpack. I would stuff in my sleeping bag, stuff in my clothes, and anything that I did not want to get wet at all. And then I would just roll up twice, fold it down, and it would take almost half of the bag. So a bulk of my stuff in the bag was clothes. Also, later on, I got this thermal reactor, which I probably should have kept it early on. I had it early on, and I found out I really didn't need it with the 15-degree bag. But when it got hot, rather than using the sleeping bag, I wish I would have had this, because I could have just pulled this on. This was a little silk liner bag. You slide into it, and you could use it as a summer bag if you wanted to. And then later on, when I was so stinky and smelly and everything, I was just tired, I would, if I could rinse off whatever, I would slide into this and then slide into my bag, or just lay on top of my bag and sleep in this. So this is a must-have item too. Let's see what else. I got a NEMO Tensor sleeping pad. Now, the last sleeping pad I had was about 10 years old, and it was a 20-inch wide, and I think it was a Thermarest. But I liked it okay, but I found as I got a little older and watching people online, or on this trip, is they had 25-inch wide bags. Now I'm telling you, for the little extra weight, this was a dream. This saved me, because I was just miserable sleeping on that. I would roll off. I would, my knees would touch the ground. I'd slide off my bag. This one with a 25-inch wide saved me. Although it was a little expensive, I think I paid $180 for this one, which about floored me when I bought it, but it was well worth it all. It's got that blow-up bag where you fill it full of air and just push it down. It takes 5 of those bags to fill this up, as opposed to blowing it, and it was so much easier. This was a lifesaver as far as me getting some good night's sleep. It was great. And the other thing that I got was, I had a little cheap pillow, and I went ahead and bought me a Sea to Summit pillow, the one kind of horseshoe shaped, and I got the large, which allowed me, because I like to sleep on my stomach, but I found out that in shelters and stuff, I tend to sleep more on my side, so this was a perfect fit underneath my shoulder, kept my head at a level pace, kept everything in line. Great pillow. So that's the other thing. Let's see here. Something that I used, and I can honestly say it kept me dry. This was a little heavy. This is the Columbia Titanium rain jacket. I researched it. A lot of people have these really lightweight jackets that would bleed through with rain. This thing never did rain. It's got armpits, zip pits. I actually loved it. This I mainly use this in my, if I was cold at all, I'd have my t-shirt on, my long underwear, and this, and really not even wear the fleece unless it was dry and it wasn't going to sweat. But this right here, anytime wind was on, this is my wind coat, whatever. So really love this titanium. I spent quite a bit of money for it, but it was well worth it for me. It's perfect shape, it's folded. It doesn't fold down quite as much as those little bitty ones, but hey, it worked fantastic. Let's see what else we got. Tent wise, I had an MSR Hubba Hubba NX. This tent was old. I got this when I was volleyball coaching. The girls gave me some coaches money at the end of the season. 2-person tent, a little big, a little heavy. I think it's 2 pounds, 8 ounces, 12 ounces, something like that. So it could have got smaller. Basically, used it not as much as I probably should have, because we did stay in shelters and in hostels quite a bit. So for the price, it was fantastic tent, easy to set up. I love the freestanding tent. Can't beat it. Let's see, some accessories. This is the Z-Packs food bag. This thing was a dream. Kept food dry, critters out, pretty much. No rips, no tears. Big enough to hold 5 or 6 days of food. Light enough to carry 2 or 3 days worth of food. Preference on food, we'll talk about that in a little bit, but love my little Z-Packs bag. I did have a cook pot, which was a Halulite GSL. A little bit bigger pot than most people carried, but I liked it because it could hold a large canister or a small canister. And basically you just pull this and pop this up. It's got markings on it for you. I cooked in my pot. Some people didn't. Some people cook and boil and just pour in a bag. I would cook and rinse out. I would basically put one of my bandanas just like this, put it on top, put my canister down in there, fold it over, and then I would put in my MSR Pocket Rocket 2 and another little piece of cloth, roll it all up along with my lighters, fit it all in there, seal it down, squeeze, boom. That was it as a cook system. A little heavy, but worked rather well. I got some of these 6-moon designs. This is what I used all my cooking equipment in. So I just kept everything in there. Like I said, I had a MSR Pocket Rocket. This is probably 4 or 5 years old. Great little stove. Could be lighter, but it works really great. Dream come true is the bee-free water filter. Flow rate is much quicker to me than the Sawyer Squeeze. And I went and got one of these not Hyperlight. One of these bags for it. It's made by the same company, a different name. Let's see if I can find the name of this one. I don't remember the name of it. Let's see here. Hydro-Pack. Hydro-Pack is the same company as Bee-Free. But this bag, you buy the filter along with the little small liter. That's good for dipping and drinking. But in this one, you can fill up as a 2 liter or a 3 liter, and you can just kind of hang that and use that for your water system. Excellent water system. This is my second one on trail. I did buy a new one. After a while, after about 1,700 miles, I went ahead and bought a new one. But it worked fine, no problems. Super great. And I basically just used a little GSI spoon. I like the spoon because it doesn't scratch or whatever, but I just like spoon, long handle spoon. All right, let's see, put this stuff up here. So this was my cook, red for fire, or orange, whatever you want to call it. This was my bathroom toiletries, basically toothbrush, toothpaste, deuce of spades, and toilet paper. And then any medicines that I carried in here. So I kept just the 2 bags apart, one green, one red, one or orange, whatever you call it, so I could find it. Let's see, electronics. I had a Fitbit because I get paid to exercise through my healthcare. GPS watch that I did not GPS because if I did, I needed to charge it every night, so I didn't want to do that. So I just use it as a watch, and an altimeter, and I also had directions, but the phone does that too. To charge everything, I had an Anchor 20 megahertz or 20 mega something, whatever. Charger. It had 2 ports on it for charging, and then it also had an Anchor 4-plug charger, so I could plug the charger in and have 4 ports to charge up 1, 2, 3, and 4. My phone, I could charge all 4 things at the same time. So that's great. This was way good. Hostel in Maine, excellent place to go. Flip-flop excursions, that's Kilt if you want to watch that. This place, nope. Cover them up. But you can see his videos too. But no, never did run that all the way out. Even on a 5 or 6 day, I would plug my phone up for every night, and it held plenty of charge for me on that. Some things I carried on the pack was Justin's water bottle. He's on Etsy. I can't remember what it is, but it hung right here. And just open up, slide the bottle in, it clapped on the bottom and the top. Excellent. Let's see. Hyperlight phone case. That was on my other side over here. I could reach in, pull the phone out. If it was raining, I just zip it up, lay it in there, slid in, slid out. Excellent. And I had a little ULA pouch. This is on a little heavier side compared to this, but it was also, I just put stuff in there, quick stuff that I had. It was on this, basically on the side over here. So, and let's see. I had, hang on a second, a black diamond spot. Excellent. I think I changed out the batteries 1 time. My lifesavers, the Lucky Poles. I had these are over 10 years old. Basically had to replace the tips on these. That was $17.95. When I got to trail days, they replaced the baskets, the tips, and the 2 bottom poles, and free of charge. So I was real happy about that. So when you go to Damascus on trail days, if you have Lucky poles, go by the Lucky booth, and they'll clean them up and repair for you. My number 1 fun thing to have, and I used every day, was the Z-Packs. And it started out as a chest hang, and as it got hot, it would hold in too much, and I went to a little sling bag. So I would go over my shoulder, and I wore it in this position the whole time. And this is where I kept my snacks, my anything that I needed to get into every day. And basically the chest strap would go right over top of it. It didn't bounce, it stayed pretty tight. But it's starting to wear a little bit on right here on the seam. But it was waterproof pretty much, as long as I kept it zipped up. But you can wear it as a fanny pack, shoulder pack, or chest strap. It comes with all 3. I think it was like $60. I almost didn't get one, but it's a little bit bigger than a fanny pack, a lot lighter than a fanny pack, but worked out fantastically for me. I can't think of anything else. I used gut hooks. I did have an AWOL guide, and it's something we noticed. Kilt carried an AWOL guide along with his gut hooks. When you were looking at town on gut hooks, it would have some of the things, some of the hostels, some of the hotels. Well, it have all the hostels, but it wouldn't have all the hotels. So if a hostel was full, you could go on gut hooks and look on the Google map and try to locate. But AWOL guide definitely had a little more information about the towns and a little more information about interesting access and restaurants and stuff like that. So, you know, both ways. But, you know, since he had that, I didn't need mine, so I sent mine home. What else can I think of? I don't know. I guess that's about it. You know, I'm gonna have a video thinking about my thoughts. I know I'm having kind of having a get together this coming Friday at a local pub, the local brewery in town, and so I'm gonna see a few people there and see what kind of questions they ask, and then throw one more video on that. And then really don't have any big plans on any long distance hikes or not. You know how people say, oh, I'm gonna go PCT. No, I don't know yet. I just don't know what I'm gonna do. 6 months is a long time away from your family when we have such a close-knit family. And you know, people say, well, why didn't people come out and see you? It's because basically I needed to be out there by myself. You know, that's just for me. I just needed the time and wanted this to be not a distraction or a worry about, because when I plan stuff like that or have family out, then I tend to focus on them, at pleasing them, doing what they need to do and stuff. And I knew it was going to take every ounce I had on this hike. Being close to being starting my senior years, my final third of my life, what I say is, was a big thing. I was kind of not sedentary, but I was in not a great place mentally, and I needed a reset. So this was my reset, and so I wanted to be out there and figure things out for myself. And so I'll get into more of that. But anyway, that's the gear. Things that I would not take. Don't take too much food. For new thru hikers out there, you think you're going to be hungry. You know, I ate less than Kilt did, and GW both. They both ate more than I did, but I tended to eat snacky stuff during the day, and then would have a meal at night. I did finally get hungry about starting in New Hampshire. You know, I don't know if that was because we were able to get into town every 4 or 5 days and I was able to get my fill. But my body changed, my mentality of food changed, the desire. I would eat and it wouldn't be a whole lot. You know, before I got full, I was just full. I was constantly full, seemed like. But I drank tons and tons of water. The other thing that I did carry is I carried my driver's license, a debit card that was only my one account. It wasn't tied to anything else. Carried my dental and my medical card, and that's about it as far as ID cards and stuff like that. So you definitely need to have all that. And I'll talk about costs and all that stuff in the next video, along with food and just thoughts on hiking. So anyway, this is about 28 minutes right now, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and close her up and just tell you I'll be back. But I'm sitting here on my deck of my house, and some people, I am happy to be home. It was tough. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to have that opportunity, and glad for your support when you're watching. I mean, without you all, I probably would have I don't think I would have quit, but it would have been miserable. I mean, at times, I think there was only maybe 1 or 2 days I was miserable, but I'll tell you about those a little later on. Okay, again, thanks for watching. I'm blabbering right now, so I'm trying to get this all under 30 minutes. So again, thank you for watching. Stay tuned. If you want any questions answered, please put them down in the comments. You know, you see 200-300 people watch the video and you get like, you know, 12-15 comments. So I do read them. I do try to respond. So I hope that you've enjoyed this adventure. It's one of a lifetime, And I hope I get to talk to you a little bit more about it and just give you my thoughts on being an Appalachian Trail thru hiker. It is truly, truly, truly an honor and just emotional to have that title. But again, thank you very much. Thanks for watching, and hope to talk to you soon. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.